Oh, guys, it's been a long time since I did another controller mod for Devil May Cry in general, and thought I would do my first video on my mod I did for Devil May Cry 3, and this is gonna be a very raw video, no editing, no this, no that. I'm pretty tired. It's pretty late for me to even be even staying up and not sleeping. Anyways, I did a controller mod for Devil Dante in 4 and 5, and basically achieved to apply 4 weapons to Dante in swords, and 5 weapons specifically in 3, and 4 weapons in 5, which is very great. And so, how does it work exactly? Well, it goes like this: B for Trickster, LB for Warrior Guard. DPAD is for the weapon switching. You can switch up to 4 weapons, and I can explain it later how to configure it out in with the DDMK mod on Devil May Cry 3. Right trigger is for Swordmaster. Left trigger is for Gunslinger moves. If you hold the Gunslinger move or the left trigger button, you're gonna get weapon will prompt from the DDMK mod, which I'll show you during the video. And to go on double trigger, you can either press one time on the right bumper, sorry, the right analog stick, and if you hold it down, then this will automatically hold for you the right analog, the devil trigger button for you. And so if you need to do the explosion DMC3, or do you want to, if you want to hold for the single trigger, for the quadruple SSS combo, whatever, this can pretty much hold it down for you the button, so you can freely move around your finger, which is pretty awesome. And so how does it work exactly with the DMK mod? On the DDMK one, you want to go into an enable actor here, and on the main one, you want to put Dante. You want to configure the status to be just like this, right? If you want to change how the style buttons work, you can pretty much change here. Let's say for example you want to change world, I don't know, Trixis to Quicksilver here. Make sure that the other button switches to Quicksilver also here, which is very important, because if not, then pretty much this will work like Devil May Cry 4, where on the style that you're on, if you press the same button again, it will switch to the style that is configured here, which it's stupid, but anyways. On the weapons and the ranged weapons, what you want to do is put from linear, which is the default, to the arbitrary, which is the weapon wheel from the Nintendo Switch. This is basically like a Ratchet and Clank Switch type of weapon switching, which is pretty allowed me to do this controller mod. Specifically on the ranged weapons, you could put pretty much any weapons you want over there. It doesn't matter. And on the melee weapons, you're gonna make sure that the third and fourth weapon are gonna be the same thing. Alright, and that's it about that. This is how you pretty much configure the controller with the DDMK, and you put my controller config on. And when you play the game, pretty much when you press on the up on the D-pad, it switches to Rebellion. And this is gonna sound weird, but this is just how I accidentally configured it, so whatever. If you pressed on the left D-pad, this is switch to the right weapon. If you press on the I'm sorry, if you press on the left D-pad, this will press the right trigger. If you press on the right D-pad, this will switch to the left weapon, and if you press down, this will switch to the down weapon. And if you want to switch weapons on this arbitrary weapon cycle, Then you hold down the LT button, and this will give you the prompt to switch your ranged weapon. And in order to switch these weapons, you can pretty much use the right analog stick to switch around, just like in Ratchet and Clank. Alright, and after you configure that, you can pretty much do your combos that you want. Oh. So as you can see, yep, this controller is pretty good. As you can see, nice. So yeah, there's not much about this controller, you know? I mean, it does what it does what it needs to do, and that's it.